In this chapter, we're going to focus on how you edit and update imagery and iconography throughout your website. Your website is made up of a mixture of text content, imagery sections, and iconography, as we can see here on the home page. This will have been set up by our team. However, you have the ability to update and edit this within your content management area. So that you can maintain a consistent look and feel of your website, we recommend that you refer to the Showcase Solution Guide to Imagery and Iconography Sizes. Our team has put together this guide to detail the relevant sections within your website where you can change the imagery and iconography, and importantly, the correct dimensions for these particular sections. We recommend you use a program such as Canva. In Canva, you can create the correct image dimension and then create your new image, ensuring that you're always working within the structure of the images that was set up by our team. So for example, let's navigate to the home page. We can see here the new lesson options, made up of an image with an icon sitting on top, which is a hover state. When hovering over the image, we can see that the image changes. You can change this, but it's important that you maintain the correct dimensions. If we navigate across to the imagery guide, we can see that our team has identified this area as having a dimension of the image as 300 pixels by 198 pixels. You can therefore create this dimension in a program such as Canva. Alternatively, to find the correct image size, navigate out of the full screen view on your computer, left click on the image, and click Save Image As. Click Save, and open up the image, and you can find the size of the image by finding the Adjust Size option. Select Pixels, and we can see that the image size is 305 pixels by 201. So let's talk about how we're going to change imagery. Firstly, as we've already discussed during the training series, imagery may exist within the pages, or it may exist within the shortcode categories. In this example, New Lesson Options, if we navigate to the correct page, we can see that these imageries exist within the shortcode under lesson type categories. To edit the images, we navigate across to the lesson types and choose categories, and choose the relevant category and click on Count. We can then choose the correct lesson type that we want to change the image for. Let's go ahead and look at one-to-one lessons. We navigate down the page. We can see two image sections. Firstly, Featured Image on the right and Hover Image on the left. In this example, the featured image is the image that immediately appears on the page. The hover image is the image that appears once the cursor is moved over the image itself. Both image sizes are the same. To edit these images, navigate across to the correct section and click on the image itself. Automatically, you'll be presented with the media library. You can choose an image from within the media library by selecting the relevant image and see that the blue tick appears. On the right hand side, we can see information about the image and also review the size of the image. This image will be perfect, 305 by 201 pixels. However, if we select an alternative image, we can see that the size is now incorrect. By selecting this image, this will change the formatting of the website. It's important that you only select images with the correct dimensions. Alternatively, you can upload an image by clicking the Upload Files tab. Drag the file into this area or select the file from your desktop. Select the image that is the correct dimension, wait for it to upload, and then before setting this as the featured image, make sure that the dimensions are correct in relation to the Showcase Imagery guide. Click Set Featured Image and click Update. Navigate to your live website page, and we can now see the new image is sitting on top. To edit the hover image, navigate across to the Hover Image section and click on the pencil icon. You can add a new image by clicking Edit Image, Let's now take a look at how we change the hover state image. We're here in the same lesson type, one-to-one lessons. We've already set our featured image, but now we need to change the hover image. To do this, navigate across and delete the original image, and then click Add Image. Once again, we're presented with the media library or the ability to upload a file. Instead, let's choose an image from our media library. Find the correct image, and before selecting this image, preview the image size and refer back to your Imagery guide. Once selected, click Select Image, and we can see now the hover image appears under the Hover Image section. Finally, click Update and refresh the page. We can now see by navigating the cursor over the image, we can now see our hover image. If we want to remove the hover image, we simply need to navigate back to the lesson type, click on the X in the top right hand corner of Hover Image, and click Update. Automatically on refreshing the page, when the cursor is dragged over the top of the featured image, we now won't see the hover image. We're now going to take a look at how we can edit the images within our additional shortcode category areas. These two sections will be the Coaching Bio section and Your Coaching Facilities. The other two shortcode category areas, Testimonials and Frequently Asked Questions, do not have images built within them. Let's head across to our Content Management area and select the home page. We can see on our live website page that we have a bio image and an image within the drop-down for our coaching team member. However, on our home page within the Content Management area, we can't see any imagery. This means the imagery is built within the shortcode category section. To edit this, navigate across to Coaches and select Categories. Choose the relevant category and select the number under the count column and click on the coach name. Within this section, we can again see a featured image. This is the image that appears under the Meet the Coaching Team header. We can also see a bio image. The bio image appears within the drop-down. To change the featured image, refer to the Showcase Imagery guide and find the correct dimensions. Change the featured image, just like before, by clicking on the image finding a relevant image within the media library, or uploading a file. Once you've selected this, follow the same process by setting the featured image and clicking Update. To change the bio image, navigate across to the current image, click the X, and select Add Image. Choose from the media library or upload a file, again referring to the Showcase Imagery guide. Once you've selected the media file, click Select Image and click Update. In our next section, Your Coaching Facilities, the image that exists here will be set up by our team. However, you have the ability to add images within the pop-up sections. This is especially important if you want to show some imagery relating to a particular facility. To do this, once again, navigate across to the relevant shortcode category section. We need to navigate across to Practice Facilities and choose Categories. Head to the Count column and select the number, and then choose the relevant category that you want to edit. Let's go ahead and look at putting green. To add an imagery piece to the pop-up, click on the Visual tab, move the cursor below the text area, and select Add Media. Select the image of the correct dimension, once again referring to the imagery guide. Once you've selected the image from your media library, or by uploading a file, click Insert into Post. Select the image and center the image within your modal and click Update. If we now navigate back to the live website page and refresh, we can now click on the icon and we will see the image displayed within the modal. Lastly, let's take a look at how we can edit iconography sections within your website. These are a great way of really telling a story around your coaching services. We can see here on our facility page that we have a section with iconography, detailing out the relevant technology that exists within this coaching facility. This would have been set up by our team, and we will have supplied you with a bank of iconography to use across your website and marketing. You have the ability within your content management section to rotate these images, edit the text, reposition these icons and the text underneath, and also remove these sections. To do this, you need to find the relevant page. We're here in the content management section, and we're on the coaching facility page. Navigate down to the correct section, visible just here. Similar to our earlier chapters, we can see how the imagery and the text exists within a section. Inside the section is then the relevant columns. The columns ensure that the imagery is evenly spaced out within the section. We can see then within each column or cell the relevant elements. In this example, one element is the iconography, and the second element is the text area. Let's firstly look at how you would change an icon. We recommend that you refer to our imagery guide. our team has put together a guide around the sizes of the iconography within these sections. You can also use the iconography bank, which is already set up in the correct dimensions. To change an icon, simply hover over the relevant icon, click on Edit Element, and select Insert Image. You don't need to remove the image to begin with. From here, you can select from the media library and select previously added iconography. Once you've selected the iconography, make sure that you have it in the correct size. Once selected, click Insert and hit Save. And we will now see that the iconography has changed. To see this on the live page, click Update and refresh your website page. We can now see that the iconography has changed. Let's look at how you would pull in an iconography from your bank of iconography sent by our team. To do this, make sure that you have your folder visible on your desktop. Once again, head to the correct element, click on the Edit section, click Insert Image, but this time choose Upload Files, and click Select Files. If we now find the folder, choose the iconography, and choose the correct iconography color, and click Open. We will now see the image upload, and we know the image has been added and selected via the blue tick. Check the image size and click Insert, and finally click Save. We can now go ahead and click Update. Head back to your live website page and refresh. We will now see that the iconography has changed. If you're looking to create new iconography outside of the iconography bank that has been supplied by us, please remember that the page is built with sections, columns, and elements, meaning that all of the content that you see here sits on top of the color section. Therefore, we recommend that you use transparent PNGs. Portable net worth graphics are higher resolution and thus better quality, but allow you to have a transparent background so the icon can sit on the color section behind. You could use JPEGs, which are lower quality, but JPEGs tend to always have a white background, and this will appear on top of your color section. Let's look ahead now at how you would delete an icon. To delete an icon, and thus a section, you would simply navigate across to the relevant column. As you won't just be deleting an icon and leaving the text, this is where you can go ahead and delete the whole section. To do this, increase the dimension when it's set to its smallest amount, as we can't quite get to the delete icon. Increase the size so that the X icon appears, and hit delete. This is a good opportunity now to talk about how we ensure the column sizes are set to the correct dimensions. You can set a maximum of 5 columns in one row. Now that we've removed a column, we need to widen all of the other columns so that they sit evenly across the page. To do this, simply click the arrow and widen the sections so they sit evenly. We can now see that we'd have 4 columns appearing at the top and 3 below. Once you've made the change, click Update. We can now see that we only have 4 icons and columns visible at the top of this section. To move the position of a section, simply navigate to the section, hover over the top, click and hold, and then begin to drag this to the area where you want to place it. When the screen goes blue, it means that this won't be dropped in place. You need to find a green section. Let's have a go at moving this column so it appears as the second column in the row. I'm therefore going to place this in between feature 1 and feature 3. We can now see that feature 4 has been dropped between those two columns. We can also move elements within the column. Let's have a go at moving this icon here. To do this, we hover over the relevant element, click and hold, and we can now begin to drag. I'm going to go ahead and move it into this column underneath. We make sure the colour is green and drop it in place, but we can now see 2 icons are visible. Let's go ahead and move this one up into feature 3. Once we have them in position, click Update and refresh the page. You can now see that they've changed position. The final option is if you want to clone any of the elements. This will be most relevant when you may want to clone a new section, or you may want to clone a text element. To clone a section, navigate to the section and find the clone column icon. Click this and it will immediately duplicate on the right hand side. However, we can now see that we have all of our columns unevenly spaced. Let's make it so we have 4 columns appearing evenly across 2 rows. To do this, we're going to leave this one in position, but we need to reduce the size of these columns here. Let's reduce them to 1/4. We can now move these by clicking on the column and dragging into position. We can now see that we have 2 rows with 4 columns in each row. Let's update and refresh the page. Finally, to clone an element, simply find the element, find the clone icon, and click. And we can now see that we have 2 text sections appearing. If we leave it like this and click Update, we will see the text element appear, and we now see that the row below has been moved down. On your website pages, you may have gallery sections. We're here on the Junior Academy page, and we can see underneath our contact form a horizontal gallery showing images of our coaching services. This will have been set up by our team and allows your customers, when navigating your site, to view images and scroll across these images using the arrows. It's important that you continually update your website with new imagery, and understanding how to add new imagery to your gallery is important. To edit your gallery, you do this within the page rather than a shortcode category section. We can see this if we head to the correct page within our content management area and scroll down the page. We can see here that we have a horizontal gallery section. To edit the imagery that appears within this gallery, you simply hover over and select the Edit Element button. The settings here would have been set up by our team, but you can add or edit the gallery by simply click on Add and Edit. The first page you will see is the current images that appear within the gallery. You can select an image and change the position of an image by holding and dragging and moving it across to the relevant position. Once you have the right position, just drop it in place. You can remove an image from a gallery by simply removing it by clicking the X in the top right-hand corner of an image. To add to a gallery, simply navigate across to Add to Gallery. Either select the images from the media library or click Upload a File and drop the image just here, or select the file from your desktop. Let's go ahead and add these two images. Once you've selected them, click Add to Gallery and click Insert. We can now go ahead and hit Save and click Update. By refreshing the page, we will now see our new imagery added to our gallery.